Today, we're going to be talking about a fragrance that when I say the name initially, you're going to be like, oh, teacher, I know the answer. Nope. This is a flanker of a fragrance you guys are very familiar with from the house of Cartier. So strap up and let's go for that ride. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I'm your host for the evening. Man, I'm tired, but we are going to persevere. From the house of Cartier, we have Déclaration. Can you guys see it? Déclaration Haute Fraîcheur. Can I get closer so you guys can see that little label? Yep. All right. Cool. We got the focus to work today. Is there anything I can tell you about this fragrance? It looks just like Declaration, but it's green. So I'm guessing it's a green fragrance. 4.04 out of 5 for 513 votes. So not a lot of sample size. Woody, spicy fragrance for men and women. Launched in 2021. Nose behind this is Mathilde Laurent. And this is unisex. Man, my eyes are heavy tonight, boys. This might be like just your Happy Meal 8-minute long review, but I will break this fragrance down and I will stay as long as necessary to ensure we have a good review here. So Haute Fraîcheur. Might need to learn some French. You know, have you ever wondered whether or not you should learn a language all your life? And even when as a kid, when you're in school, they make you, take at least one other language. At least I think they're still doing that now. When I was a kid, you had to pick a language. You could typically pick, everyone chose Spanish. Some cool people chose German or Italian or French, but then they all quit. Spanish was the only thing you could really complete. I took Spanish all the way through college. At one point, I was dang near fluent and then left it all behind. But, I used to wonder, like, man, that'd be one thing I want to eventually do when I get older is at least be bilingual and possibly trilingual. And this fragrance smells good, by the way. I'm just, filibustering. But then as I started getting older, I'm like, man, they got those little earpieces now where you just put it in your ear and it's translating, somebody speaking a different language to you, tells it to you in English. And then when you speak the fragrance or you speak the language back, if they're wearing the earpiece, it's doing the same thing, or your earpiece will tell you how to say it in their language. That's mind blowing, man. And then all this Elon Musk microchipping and all that. Who knows, man? We all might speak every language under the sun before you guys know it. I hope I'm alive long enough to experience that, because I've always, it's always been a dream of mine to go to different countries and be able to speak to these people just how I speak English and be able to connect with people on that level. So anyways, a lot of filibustering. Did I spray the test strip? I don't know if I did. We're going to hit it again. I love the sprayer on this. Very well done on this atomizer. The bottle looks sick. And I mean, Declaration is kind of a OG, literally. Like, it's for all my old heads out there. And now I'm big unk, I guess. So I'm with the OG club. But Declaration has always been a staple in the community as a masterclass fragrance for men, not boys, men. I always thought it had really good quality, but I wasn't feeling it. Same thing. I don't enjoy Cedrat Boisé. Shoot me. I don't care. Those fragrances make me feel like, well, hey man, I'm old, but I'm not that old. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just how I rock with them, but I know it's a polarizing scent. Everybody feels completely differently about it. This feels like an aromatic, fresh green scent. Green soap. How am I going to put you in the headspace of this? Almost like Greenley, Parfums de Marly Greenley, if it was a Lush soap. High quality, very nice. Wears like a strong eau de toilette, almost like a Terre de Hermes eau de toilette, even the EDT of Terre de Hermes still has some good substance to it. It wears light, airy, fresh, soapy, and green. I like this. I like this a lot. It's simple, fancy. On skin, it gets even more aromatic and green, almost vegetal. Not really vegetal, but for me and my taste, it kind of goes a little lettucey. Maybe herbal's the right word. This, guys, we might have a little sexy thing on our hands here. So this is why I couldn't really pronounce it that well. But look at this bottle. This bottle is sick. I like this. There's going to be a lot of alternatives to this, but I like it. Citrus leaf, cardamom, cedar. I might have to hit my connect and ask him if he has this, because if you guys have always wanted like Greenley type of fragrances, this might be your cheap entry point into Greenley. In fact, we'll see what they compared it to. So a 50 ml is 50. They got I found 100 mils of this for 100. I guess it's, or 100 mils of this for 50. I guess it must just be kind of hard to find. $80 for a 3 point or 100 mil. I've seen this for like 50, so I guess it's a little bit hard to find in terms of like a good price is what I'm saying. I would pay that price for this. This is like dumb reach, like it feels entry level niche freshy right here. And don't think I mean entry level by it ain't good or it ain't complex. No, it's got dimension in it. It's just a simpler smell, but for what it is, like this can compete with Bond Number 9. This can compete with Greenley, no question. It has that Cartier finesse in their perfumes. I can detect it. What are they saying this is like? So citrus leaf, cardamom, and cedar. I don't think that simple note structure is doing justice. Like this leads me to believe that they're hiding notes. This does not speak to what this smells like. Again, think Greenley. Maybe even a little bit more soapy and mature than Greenley. Elizabeth Arden's green tea. I used to have that scent. Oolong cha, yeah. And Greenley. Okay, yes, guys. Okay, we can conclude this right away. Let me help you guys out. This definitely is a milder, less sharp version of Oolong cha, but the flavor profile feels more Greenley, but the aura and emotion of this fragrance takes you to Oolong cha, that herbal, teaish, tart lemon, but this is not lemon. It's a green citrus, probably just like bergamot and green notes. Feels very modern, very timelessly modern. It doesn't have that older school, old money Cartier feel. This feels like this fragrance. PDM could have dropped this fragrance yesterday. You guys would have said it was fire. Yo, I can't really judge the performance. I will say you have to put it on skin compared to test strip, because on the test strip, it smells just like Greenley. A little bit of Oolong cha undercarriage. On skin, it kind of gets a lot more developed in a way that I almost prefer the test strip version. But no, this is nice though. I'm not going to steer away from this. I think right now it's somewhere between an 8 and a 9, and I want to push towards 9 territory. But the only thing is the opening is for sure a 9. The dry down feels more in between. It starts creeping down closer to the 8. So if I was a betting man, I'd call this more like an 8.5. But man, staple freshie with class. Again, when I said this was Greenley, I was happy to see that on the reference guide. But then when I saw Oolong cha, I'm like, yes, because it's made with the weight and emotional. It's got the same vibe as Oolong cha, but the coat of Greenley. This is easily, like, if you want to go up to those two, I mean, definitely do it. Your boy has Oolong cha. And I think I have some rendition of Greenley. I'm not really a Greenley kind of guy. Oolong cha does it for me. But even Oolong cha X is a greener take on Oolong. So if you want more of a green, Oolong cha, man, I mean, it just does something for me. I think some people aren't comfortable with Nishane's fixative style, where it's just everything has this like really robust, brash, complex opening, and then it dries down after about 15 minutes, then it sits into its glory. But I ain't hating on this at all. As an EDT, you could just spray it 10, 15 times. You're just going to have this classy, green, soapy tea feel. Yeah, this is it, boys. This is it. I like it. As a dumb reach, it's fun like a Greenley, but it's got a little bit more true greenness to feel more masculine. But I think this could be unisex. Women, do you like green soap? Not green like pine green and old men lumberjack green, but like Parfums de Marly Greenley. Do you like that fragrance? Well, it's like that. It's like you found Greenley in a Lush beauty store, But yeah, they were spot on with that comparison. Spring, summer, jams. As an EDT, it is going to get eaten alive, so you do have to overspray. But I think if you can find this around the $50 price point, it's absolutely stellar. I'm going to go to my Connect because I seen them pushing, one of my Connects. I seen them pushing this a while back, and I hadn't smelled it yet. So I was like, dang, send me a sample. He sent me this sample, so shout outs to David. But yeah, this thing is fire, boys and girls. Staple freshie. This will be in my collection. It will. Absolute staple of a fragrance. I've been looking for a Greenley type of fragrance that still has substance and doesn't feel too candy apple-ish. That's what I don't like about Greenley. The apple. I don't know if it's in there, but I swear it is. Anyways, we rated it. We went through the seasons, alternatives. I gave you OG alternatives, but clone alternatives, I wouldn't really even go into clones. I would go more into like old school vintage stuff like Caron's Yuzu Man and stuff like that. I would have to really think about it. I'll touch back with you guys in the future on this, but I really think you start with this and then you move on up like the Jeffersons if you want to go all out. Wulong Cha, I feel, or the Nishane fragrances creep around the 130 to 150 used tester versions quite frequently. So it comes down to your budget, but this will do the job, man. This is nice. And it's nothing like Declaration to me, the OG. This is truly its own flank. Sprays on this, I'm going north of 10. I'm not even counting. I'm just making sure my whole body's covered, and I'm going to enjoy reapplying it later. This is fun. Occasions, casual, upscale casual, fun, rich boy and rich girl casual. This is like you made it in life. You got your nice 2-story house, your 5,000 square feet, giant pool in the backyard with the rocks and the slide. You invite the neighborhood over. You're grilling and all that. You got your open button shirt and your flip-flops on. You're enjoying yourself with a nice drink. I want this on. And if I don't want this on, then I want my Wulong Cha on. Something about fragrances like these just it's almost like a nature's cigarette. It's like y'all can tell I'm tired. I can't even keep my eyes up. But you know what I'm saying, guys? Like when I say by nature's cigarette, I mean like, people smoke cigarettes to relieve stress, right? This is like nature's cigarette, this style of fragrance. It's like you take a hit of this and you're like, okay, everything's going to be okay. Okay, I'm not going to punch that dude in the face. Okay, I'm not going to run that red, I'm not going to flick that guy off on the street. I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm going to have a little more patience with my kids. It's just kind of got this aromatherapy to it. It's not a therapy fragrance, but it feels one with life, one with nature in a way that is calming and soothing and almost like nature's medicine. I guess nature's cigarette was kind of low-key crazy, but you guys know me, man. You get me at night, so I got a loose screw anyway, so you get 2 loose screws when I'm shooting these reviews. Kind of ironic I'm having lemonade, though, while we're critiquing a citrus fragrance. Anyways, I think I've said everything I need to say. This was Cartier's Déclaration Haute Fraîcheur. You just have to say it with an accent, or at least try, because I don't know how Haute Fraîcheur. I don't know what the heck that's saying, but I give this an extremely strong 8 and probably a 9. If they make a parfum of this, that would be crazy, but I don't think a fragrance like this is meant to be a parfum. You just spray and pray, 10, 20 sprays, enjoy your 100 mil, and call it a day. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. If you're into fragrances, we cover everything from A to Z and every price point. Everything we do here, man. Entertainment, fragrances of all types. I try not to waste too much of your time, man. If you ever hear me talk for a long time, it's because I think something's important. Again, I said I think something's important and worth sharing for you guys. But sometimes people know I go on my rants, but genuinely, I only do it if I feel like I'm giving you guys entertainment or value. And so I appreciate you guys' patience and for rocking with me. And I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this review. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week. Peace.